Hey, brothers and sisters, and welcome back to 4 Minute Church. If you've been following, you know that this week we are discussing the actions, the things that took place in Jesus' life during Holy Week. Today is Holy Wednesday. There is a tradition that this can also be called Spy Wednesday, to remember that this is the day that Judas Iscariot went before the Sanhedrin and offered to betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. And so, because he was a spy in their midst, this has traditionally been called Spy Wednesday. We don't know a lot about what happened in Jesus' life on Wednesday. The Gospels don't tell a lot, but what they do tell is interesting. As I said, today is the day that it's believed that Judas went to the Sanhedrin, but it is also a day that Jesus ate at the home of Simon the leper. And while he was there, Mary came before him, broke a jar of expensive perfume, poured it on Jesus' feet, and wiped it with her hair. Now, this upset Judas Iscariot greatly. Judas said, "Why wasn't that perfume sold and the money given to the poor?" But Matthew goes on to say Judas didn't really want to give it to the poor. He wanted to keep it for himself. But Mary gave everything she had, the most precious thing she had, to Jesus. That's extravagant love, friends. When we give everything we have, what's the greatest thing you have? Maybe it's a stock portfolio. Maybe it's a nice house. Maybe it's a great car. Would you give it all in the service of Jesus? Think about that. Because that's what Mary did. She anointed his feet. Now, Jesus told us that for as long as the Gospels were around, this story would be told, and it is. Mary came to Jesus out of extravagant love, but she also came out of extravagant humility. It was a custom in Old Testament times to anoint the head of a king with oil. Mary would have never put herself in a place where she thought she was good enough to anoint Jesus' head, and so she anoints his feet and wipes it with her hair. And it says that the odor of the perfume went throughout the house. And you can picture Mary with this perfume in her hair as she went around the house, and the perfume fragrance going everywhere. This is also a precursor to preparing him for burial. Mary is preparing him ahead of time. Perfumes were added to the spices to put on the body as it was being buried, so to keep the odor down. And so Mary understands what the rest of them don't, that Jesus must be betrayed, that Jesus must die, but that Jesus will rise again. You know, there's an old saying about studying Bible texts that the most important words in the Bible, the most important words that someone says are the first words recorded in the Bible. Okay, so you look at the very first time somebody appears and their words, and that's supposed to tell you a lot about the person. Well, the first words that Judas ever speaks in the Gospels is an admonishment to Mary of, why didn't you keep that money and give it to the poor? And he wanted to keep the money. Mary's first recorded words are, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Mary came to Jesus with love and affection and expectation and faith. And Judas's first words are those of betrayal and dishonesty. Let us all be Marys, not Judases. Until next time, friends, may the Lord bless and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen. Love y'all.